my fault. I'm afraid I forgot my manners. Here I am taking a dance break like a silly little girl when I have a visitor. Oh, a very distinguished visitor.
Was that William Howard on the trumpet by any chance?
Yes, it was.
I thought so. I never failed to recognize a signature Howard soul. No one could play the trumpet quite like Billy Boy. My name is Arthur Miller, and you must be Billy, a.k.a. Billy Boy's wife.
Yes, I am. I was. I'm not sure if you heard, but my husband...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to phrase it that way. Yes, I know all about the accident.
Oh.
Saw it on the news, and I drove right by the bridge on the way over here. Pardon me, but that was not the way I intended to introduce myself.
So what about if we start over then, huh?
Fine by me.
So what exactly I can do for you this evening, Mr. Nelligan?
Believe it or not, I'm here to bring you something. Something that belonged to your late husband.
Something to me? You have something for me?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm sure you would like it too.
So what is it, really?
Let me tell you about what that is after we have a little bit more lemonade.
Oh my goodness, you must be very hot, especially in a suit like that.
Yes.
Okay, please have a seat. I'll bring back another glass.
Sounds lovely. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I'm the one who now forgot his manners. I didn't mean to pry. I was just looking at that because I wasn't quite sure what it was.
It's all right. It's the life insurance people. They brought it this afternoon. I didn't even know that William had life insurance. I've always been like a scattered brain for money, especially when it's unexpected money. I guess I didn't have the time to bring it back yet. Oh, something wrong?
No, I just didn't realize it was going to be quite so sweet.
Oh, you want to know a secret? All my friends think that it is homemade, but I just use frozen lemonade and I pour in a lot of extra sugar.
Interesting. I guess, like I always say, we all have our little secrets. Now, what's going on there? Those aren't bird marks, are they?
Oh, I'm afraid I was careless with the stove a while back. I can leave the glass for some time, as you can see. But did you say you had something for me? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Keep in mind, I've tried to keep this in decent condition over the years. One of William's first trumpets. In fact, it was the trumpet he played that first night he was at the Jackson Club.
Oh, wait. Are you saying that this is a trumpet he played that night at the Jackson? Oh, wait.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what is that?
Well, if you don't believe me, take a look.
Oh, my goodness. This is the pamphlet from the club that night. It's dated and everything. I do declare. How on earth did you get this?
Well, the trumpet was mine originally. You see, the night before William was to play at the Jackson Club, he dropped his only trumpet off the fire escape at his party. He was desperate for another trumpet, so I let him borrow mine.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but so, I'm so amazed that you came all the way down here to bring this to me. How did you keep this pamphlet for so many years?
Well, I knew knowing that we headed right to the top after that performance. I knew that things related to that evening were going to be worth something someday.
Oh, you're right there. I know many of William fans, they would pay top dollars for these things, especially now, you know. But it's amazing, really, that you came all the way down here to bring them to me.
Well, now that you mention it, there is another reason for my presence here. I'm afraid to say that your husband owed me something which I have yet to collect.
I see. Well, Mr. Nelligan, it embarrasses me to say that you're not the first person whom William was indebted to. Let's do something. We can go to my lawyer tomorrow morning and see if we can work something out, huh?
I'm afraid your lawyer will be useless in this case.
I don't understand.
Turn the pamphlet over and read.
Oh. I, William Howard, do solemnly swear that in exchange for my success, my fame, and my fortune, I will grant Mr. Archon Nelligan
Finish it.
a complete and total ownership over my soul.
You can see the initials are written in blood, as is the date.
What on earth is this?
It's a contract, Mrs. Howard. It states that in exchange for my granting to William all of the fame and fortune that he so desired during his lifetime, I was to receive complete ownership of his soul at the time of his death.
I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but it's not funny.
I agree, there's nothing funny about it. Just like there's nothing funny about those cigarette burns on your arm. Come now, Mrs. Howard, we both know you didn't burn yourself on the stove. Billy Boy used to delight in crushing out his cigarettes on you when he was drunk. He told me so himself.
Oh, yeah? When did he tell you this?
About an hour or two after he died.
Okay. I am calling the police.
No, go ahead. The police have no power over me. No man does.
Stop it. Stop it right now and tell me who you really are.
Who I really am. Over the years, I've gone by many names because I was here when the earth began. I've soared above your clouds like an angel. I've slithered through your gardens like a snake. I walked among your people as a charming stranger. Through it all, man has relied on me for guidance and often turned to me as the last resort. I am whatever man needs me to be, and in the case of your husband, I was the one who could grant all of his wishes. And as part of the deal we made, I'm entitled to a soul which I have yet to collect.
My God. Oh, my God.
You can see it now. You can see it in my eyes, can't you? You can see that I'm telling you the truth.
If my husband promised you his soul, so what are you doing here? My husband is dead. Why don't you have his soul yet?
Because the man who promised me his soul was not the man who drove off of that bridge.
Oh.
The man who promised me his soul still had a soul worth collecting. But over the years, William let his fame and fortune destroy everything that was pure about his soul. He lied, he cheated, he stole, but most of all, he delighted in abuse of you. So part of the deal is I'm entitled to a soul that's fresh and pure.
So what do you want from me?
Isn't it obvious, Mrs. Howard? When your husband uncle died, you inherited all of his fortune, so you also inherited all of his debts.
Oh, no. No, you can't be serious.
Oh, I'm serious, or else I wouldn't be here. As part of the deal, I'm entitled to a soul that's fresh and pure, and with Billy Boy's soul as black as night, I'm afraid I'm left alone.
My soul is far from pure.
Oh, it's purer than your husband. He committed every crime short of murder. And for that reason, what?
What did you just say?
I said he committed every crime short of murder.
So murder blackens the soul.
Of course it does. How can a God-fearing woman like yourself even ask me that question? Why are you laughing? Is there something here that seems funny to you?
What's funny is that you never asked me about my finger.
Your finger? What are you talking about?
Why, William, yes, did abuse me. What happened to my finger is my own doing. I cut it myself. I cut it while I was puncturing the brake line of his car.
You did what?
I punctured the brake line of his car, which means that William drove off the bridge because of me. I murdered him, and I would gladly do it again and again.
No,
So if murder blackened the soul, my soul is as black as your tie, Mr. Nelligan.
You're lying. You're lying.
You can see it in my eyes, can't you? You can see that I'm telling you the truth.
How dare you? How dare you cheat me?
As you said before, we all have our secrets. Here's to you, Billy boy.
Yes, I'm on the ferry now. We'll begin to start dining shortly. Are you in her apartment? Good. No, I haven't seen her yet, but she does have some time before we leave. Like we agreed on earlier, half the money before it's done, the other half after. Of course, if she doesn't show up on the ferry this afternoon, that means you'll have to leave her apartment and... Wait, hang on. She's here, Ryan. Stay where you are. I'll call you once we dock in Manhattan. Bye. Well, hello, Candace. I almost didn't recognize you in normal clothes.
Hello, Mrs. Lee. I almost didn't recognize you with a smile on your face.
I was beginning to doubt whether you had the guts to show up. But then again, you're just full of gutsy surprises these days, aren't you?
Who was that on the phone?
It was my agent, George. He was calling about some theater-related stuff. It wouldn't interest you. But before we get started, I want to see it. Else we're just wasting our time.
You first.
All right. Is that enough Benjamins for you? Probably more than you see in a year, right? Now you, show me this shell casing or I swear I'm getting off this ferry.
So, are we doing this or not? afternoons, breezy autumn evenings, spring days that wouldn't warm up no matter how much you wanted them to. You would see everything on your way to work.
Is that a new coat?
Yeah,
A gift from your boyfriend? What was his name again?
Victor. And no, it wasn't a gift from him.
Out of his price range, I take it.
No, Victor's doing quite well financially.
Oh, so what's the problem then? Is our Victor a bit of a cheapskate?
No, it's not that. Well, we're not together anymore. We've been split up for the past few weeks.
Really? Huh, who would have thought? Weren't you two together for a long time?
Almost 5 years.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day he picked you up at the mansion. You were all excited because he was taking you somewhere special for your anniversary. Well, I was half expecting you to come to work the next day with the ring and everything.
So was I. As far as the coat goes, I bought it the other day. I figured since I was going to be getting a little bit more richer, I could afford to treat myself.
If I'd have known you were capable of that much sass, I would have hired you to work for me a lot sooner than I did.
I really doubt that, Mrs. Lee.
It's the truth. I've always admired people that aren't afraid to show a bit of sass. That and people who are good at their jobs. You're a double threat, Candace. You got the sass and you're good at your job. Well, maybe you're a little too good.
Well, in all the time I've worked for you, you've never once told me I was a good worker. Never.
Well, things change. Anyway, we wouldn't be in this situation if you weren't good at what you do. And speaking of which, where did you find that shell casing, if I may ask?
Mrs. Lee, do you really think that we...
Please, call me Alexandria. Everyone I do business with calls me that.
All right, Alexandria, do you really think we should be talking about this kind of stuff in a place like this?
Why not? We've got some time before we reach Manhattan, and we need to talk about this.
I tell you, I think that you want to make sure that I don't do something with this shell casing, because I think you murdered Larry. I think you came home from work one day and you were already there waiting with your gun. You shot him in the family room, and while you were cleaning up, you missed the shell casing that went under the couch. If the police find out about that shell casing, they'll know Larry didn't simply disappear as you would claim. They'll be able to match the shell casing to your gun. And if that happens, well, let's just say, you'll be in pretty big trouble. Especially since...
Since what?
Since Larry isn't the first husband of yours to disappear under suspicious circumstances. Your first husband did too. He vanished without a trace and was declared dead a few years later. When that happened, you inherited all his money.
Well, you certainly have done your research, Candace. I'll give you that.
Well, what I'm saying has to be true, right? Otherwise, why would you be here right now?
I don't know. You tell me why you're here right now.
Like you said, I've never seen that many Benjamins before.
So, it's all about the money then? You didn't go to the police because you want money from me?
That's right. My theater teacher used to always tell me that whenever I saw an opportunity present itself, I should jump on it. Well, I saw an opportunity to make a little extra cash, so I jumped on it.
So much for caring about my husband. You think I killed him, and yet I can apparently buy your silence.
It's not that. It's, maybe I'm just tired of playing the role of the maid. Maybe I'm just tired of riding this ferry from my apartment so I can then catch a bus to your mansion where I spend hours washing your floors. Maybe I'm just tired of playing the same part over and over.
We all play parts, Candace, whether it's on the stage or in real life. As Shakespeare once said, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely the players.
That line is from As You Like It, correct?
Correct. I'm impressed. And all the time that you worked for me, I never knew you had a soft spot for Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, and countless other playwrights. I wanted to be an actress when I was younger, and I always dreamed of performing their work.
So, what happened?
Life happened.
Meaning you gave up, and that's a real shame.
Why's that?
Because you might have eventually been able to deliver a great performance. And when I say great, I mean worthy of a standing ovation. Call me a pessimist, but I don't think there are a lot of performances out there worthy of a standing ovation anymore. And who knows? You might have been able to do it. You might have been able to surprise us all.
I never told you this, but I went to see the last show you were in.
Really? And?
Your performance that night was worthy of a standing ovation. It was simply fabulous.
Simply fabulous. I'm flattered.
You ought to be. New York is the theater capital of the world. You probably beat out hundreds, if not thousands, of other talented actresses. Tell me, what's your secret to acting?
Deception. The power to deceive is vital to any kind of performance. A lot of people can pretend, but only a few can properly deceive. Deception is always the key.
When you put it like that, I think Victor was putting on a great performance.
How so?
Because I thought he loved me. I thought he intended to spend forever with me. It was all just an act, just like your performances on stage.
What exactly happened with him?
It was someone else. It was someone else, and I was too busy being deceived to realize it. She's the one with the ring on her finger now, not me.
From what I saw, the two of you seemed really good together.
I thought the same thing of you and Larry. Obviously, we were both wrong.
I guess we have more in common than we thought.
Only I didn't murder Victor like you murdered Larry and your first husband.
You really are hung up on this, aren't you?
Well, you have to admit, it's a pretty impressive scheme. Marry the rich ones, deceive them into thinking you love them, then kill them so you can take all their money. All that planning you had to do, all that lying, and yet you managed to pull it off. It's a perfect crime. It's just one thing I can't figure out, though. Where did you hide the bodies? Your first husband's body was never found, and I imagine they'll never find Larry's.
You really are a piece of work, Candace.
Is curiosity a crime? Especially when I've been... Nah, forget it.
Forget what?
Especially when I've been inspired. All this talk about deception and the perfect crime, it's just got me thinking about Victor.
Victor? Why has it got you thinking about him?
'Cause I think about the way he treated me and how he's now living happily ever after with his new wife. And I'm still on my knees scrubbing toilets every day. It just got me thinking.
Thinking about what? Why are you thinking about it?
Because I think that I could do to Victor what you did to Larry. I mean, you said we both have some stuff in common. So, what you've been managed to do so far, that took more than deception. That took skill. And when it comes to skill, either you have it or you don't. That's what my acting teacher used to always say about acting. Some people were born to be on the stage, while others weren't.
As sad as that statement is, I guess there has to be some truth to it. If everyone could be great, you wouldn't have those performances that stood out. And you wouldn't have standing ovations anymore.
Exactly my point.
But then again, skill can be acquired over time.
Well, okay, it's still can be quiet over time. What you're telling me,
I'm telling you that when you want something badly enough, you'll do whatever it takes to make yourself great. And you'll do whatever it takes to become skillful, no matter the situation. We'll be pulling into Manhattan soon. We agreed. Once we got close to port, we'd honor our deal. It's now or never. The abandoned well at the edge of Harmony Woods.
what?
That's where I hid the bodies. I discovered the well while on a hike upstate years ago. After I shot and killed my first husband, I dumped his body there. And recently I dumped Larry's there too. Like you said, it was the perfect crime. And I did it twice. Well, almost perfect. Minus that shell casing you found under the couch. You would have thought that I shot Larry in the family room, right? I shot him in the kitchen. It's just ironic that shell casing made its way from the kitchen all the way into the family room and underneath that damn couch.
Well, why is that wrong?
Because I've always hated that couch. Larry bought it after we first got married, and he refused to get rid of it, no matter how much I demanded him to. It's one of those instances where he actually stood up to me. It's ironic that shell casing ended up there, of all places.
Well, I guess real life is more ironic than drama.
I guess so. Well, this afternoon has been very interesting, to say the least.
That it has. Aren't you getting off?
In a minute, I have to make a quick call first.
Okay, well, I see. Well, thanks for this. You don't know how much it'll help me.
And you don't know how much you've helped me. Oh, I don't know what I would have done without that.
Well, goodbye, Mrs. Lee.
What'd I say about you calling me by my last name?
You said everyone you do business with calls you Alexandria. But I figured since we're not doing business, I'll call you Mrs. Lee.
All right, Candace. Goodbye. Hi, Rodney. Yes, she just left the ferry. She'll be heading back to her apartment soon. So make sure you're in position and... Hello? Rodney? Who is this? Oh, no.
I'm afraid I haven't this afternoon, Mrs. Lee. The shell casing I threw in the water was a fake. The real shell casing is being analyzed by the police as we speak. And they gave me this coat to wear. They wanted more evidence on what happened to your two husbands. So they suggested I wear white. Because between the bribe money and what you just told me, not to mention the fact of the hitman you sent to my apartment, I believe they have enough evidence now, right?
Yeah, we got more than enough. Mrs. Lee?
Well, be damned. I'll be damned. Very well, but first there's something I need to do for this woman. Sure. A performance truly worthy of a standing ovation in every sense of the word. Tell me, Candace, what's the secret to your acting?
No secret, really. I just learned from the best.
Simply fabulous. All right.
Come on, sweetheart.
Hi. Yeah, I'm fine. The police just arrested her. And they arrested the hitman she sent to my apartment a few minutes ago. I'll be getting off the ferry in a minute. You know, she bought every lie I told her, especially the ones you told me to tell her regarding our relationship. Oh, I almost forgot. My engagement ring. It's back in my finger now. Never coming off. The police will probably want to debrief me, but it shouldn't take long. How about we do dinner later tonight? How about we try Ford's Steakhouse? I heard they had the filet mignon that's out of this world. Okay, that sounds great. Okay. I love you too, Victor. Bye. Ned, would you please come up here?
I didn't mess up, right?
This is for you. And today is Ned's birthday. So we're all going to sing happy birthday to Ned. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ned. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you all. These guys were so much fun to work with, and they put so much of their heart and soul into these two little plays. And some of you out there want to do something like this, be in touch with Myra, and she'll get you in the right direction. And who knows, maybe one day I'll have the pleasure of directing you or acting with you. So have a great rest of the day.